You know someone like this. They're at every party, every hangout, every big moment. But when you scroll through Instagram or TikTok, nothing. Not a single post. No stories, no updates. It's like they don't exist online. And here's the weird part. They're not shy. They're not antisocial. They're actually some of the most interesting people you know. So what's really going on in their heads? Why do some people refuse to post anything, while the rest of us can't go 2 days without sharing what we ate for breakfast? The answer is way deeper than you think, and it reveals something pretty unsettling about the rest of us.
Let's call them what they are: digital ghosts. These people live full lives, have friends, go places, experience things. But online, radio silence. And before you assume they're just old school or technophobic, think again. Most of them have accounts. They scroll, they watch, they just don't post. And it's not because they lack confidence. That's the first thing people assume. Oh, they must be insecure. Wrong. In fact, studies show that people who post less often score higher on measures of self-acceptance. They don't need you to validate their vacation. They don't need 47 likes to know their outfit looks good. Here's where it gets interesting. Psychologists talk about something called self-monitoring. High self-monitors are people who constantly adjust their behavior based on how others might perceive them. They're like social chameleons. And guess what? They post a lot. They're the ones crafting captions for 20 minutes, picking the perfect filter, making sure everything looks just right. But non-posters, they're low self-monitors. They don't care about performing for an audience. They see social media for what it really is: a stage. And they just don't want to be actors. Now, you might be thinking, okay, but isn't that just being judgmental? Maybe. But hold on, because there's something even weirder happening here. Posting on social media isn't just hitting a button. It's a whole production. You have to think about the photo, the caption, the timing, who's going to see it, how they'll react. It's exhausting. And for non-posters, that exhaustion isn't worth it. There's a term for this: impression management fatigue. It's the mental drain that comes from constantly curating your identity. Every post is a tiny performance, and just like any performance, it takes energy. But here's the kicker. Non-posters don't just avoid posting because it's tiring. They avoid it because they find it inauthentic. They look at someone's perfectly filtered beach photo and think, that's not real life. That's a highlight reel. And they refuse to participate in the illusion. Think about it. When was the last time someone posted about their actual struggles? Like real ones. Not the "I'm so tired today" posts that secretly brag about how busy they are. Actual vulnerability. It's rare, because social media rewards perfection, not honesty. And non-posters see that game, they just choose not to play. Wait, here's something wild. There's a study from 2019 that found people who post frequently are more likely to experience anxiety about how their posts are perceived. They check their phones obsessively, refreshing to see who liked their photo. Non-posters? They don't have that problem. They post nothing, so there's nothing to obsess over. It's like they've hacked the system by opting out entirely. Now, let's talk about something psychologists love: the locus of control. It's a fancy way of describing where you think control over your life comes from. People with an external locus of control believe their happiness depends on outside forces, other people's opinions, luck, circumstances. People with an internal locus of control believe they're in charge of their own satisfaction. Guess which group posts more? Yep, external locus people are addicted to social media because they need that external validation. They post a photo and wait for the likes to tell them they're worthy. They don't trust their own judgment. They need the crowd to approve. Non-posters? They have a strong internal locus of control. They don't need your like to know their life is good. They don't need your comment to feel validated. They've already decided for themselves. And this is where things get a little uncomfortable. Because if you're someone who posts a lot, you might want to ask yourself, am I doing this because I want to, or because I need someone else to tell me it's okay? But here's the thing, and this is important. Neither way is better. It's not like non-posters are morally superior. They've just wired their brains differently. They found satisfaction in places that don't require an audience. Actually, scratch that. Let me tell you about something even stranger. Non-posters think about the future in a way most of us don't. Every time you post something, you're creating a permanent record. Sure, you can delete it, but screenshots exist. The internet remembers. And non-posters are hyper-aware of this. They think about their future selves. They think about job interviews, relationships, reputation. They ask, do I really want this photo, this opinion, this moment to define me forever? And usually, the answer is no. This is called temporal self-continuity. It's the ability to see your present self and future self as connected. Most people struggle with this. We make impulsive decisions because we can't picture our future selves dealing with the consequences. But non-posters? They've mastered it. They don't post that rant about their boss because they know future them might regret it. They don't share every relationship milestone because they know breakups happen. They're playing chess while everyone else is playing checkers. And honestly, there's something kind of genius about that. But wait, because there's a darker side to this too. Here's a brutal truth. Social media makes us miserable. Not always, but often. And the biggest culprit? Comparison. You scroll through your feed and see everyone living their best life. Perfect bodies, perfect vacations, perfect relationships. and you feel like garbage. Psychologists call this social comparison theory. We measure our worth by comparing ourselves to others, and social media is comparison on steroids. But non-posters have developed what researchers call comparative immunity. They don't post, so they're less invested in the game. And because they're less invested, they're less affected by what others post. They see someone's luxury vacation and think, cool for them, then move on. No jealousy, no spiral. They're not immune because they're better people. They're immune because they've removed themselves from the competition. It's like watching a race from the sidelines instead of running in it. You can appreciate the spectacle without feeling like you're losing. And here's the really interesting part. They also don't experience FOMO the way others do. Fear of missing out requires believing that what's happening online is more important than what's happening in your real life. Non-posters don't believe that. They're too busy actually living. Hold on, there's one more thing you need to hear about this. Non-posters have a secret weapon: better relationships. Sounds crazy, right? But think about it. When you don't broadcast your life online, the people who actually care about you have to ask you what's going on. They have to call, text, meet up. Your friendships require effort, and effort builds depth. Compare that to someone who posts everything. Their friends feel like they already know what's happening. Oh, I saw your vacation photos. No need for a real conversation. The connection becomes shallow. Non-posters force you to engage with them directly, and that creates intimacy. Real intimacy. Not the fake kind where you like someone's post and think you've maintained the friendship. There's research backing this up. A study from the University of Pittsburgh found that people who spend less time on social media report feeling more connected to their close friends. Less screen time, more face time. Simple math. But non-posters also deal with something tricky: social pressure. People ask them, "Why don't you ever post anything?" Like it's weird, like they're doing something wrong. And sometimes they do feel disconnected. They miss inside jokes that started online. They don't get invited to events because people forget they exist. So it's not all sunshine and rainbows. There's a trade-off. They gain authenticity and peace, but they lose convenience and visibility. And that brings us to the real question. So what does all this mean? Are non-posters enlightened? Are the rest of us just attention hungry? Not exactly. It's more like they've figured something out that most of us haven't. They've realized that the most meaningful parts of life don't need an audience. That real connection happens in private. That silence isn't emptiness, it's presence. But here's what nobody talks about. What if the real reason they don't post isn't because they're above it? What if it's because they've seen something the rest of us haven't? Something about what social media is actually doing to us. Something that once you notice it, you can't unsee it. And maybe that's why they stay silent. Because they know.